Section 24 of the Interpretation of Dreams. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by the Bobby Lee. The Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud. Translated by A. Brill. Section 23. Typical dreams. The examination dream. Everyone who has received his certificate of matriculation after passing his final examination at a school complains of the persistence with which he is plagued by anxiety dreams in which he has failed or must go through his course again, etc. For the holder of a university degree, this typical dream is replaced by another, which represents that he has not taken his doctor's degree, to which he vainly objects while still asleep, that he has already been practicing for years, or is already a university lecturer, or the senior partner of a firm of lawyers, and so on. These are the ineradicable memories of the punishments we suffered as children for misdeeds which we had committed, memories which were revived in us on the dies irae of the grueling examination at the two critical junctures in our careers as students. The examination anxiety of neurotics is likewise intensified by this childish fear. When our student days are over, it's no longer our parents or teachers who see to our punishment. The inexorable chain of cause and effect of later life has taken over our further education. Now we dream of our matriculation or the examination for the doctor's degree, and who has not been faint-hearted on such occasions? Whenever we fear that we may be punished by some unpleasant result because we have done something carelessly or wrongly, because we have not been as thorough as we might have been, in short, whenever we feel the burden of responsibility. For a further explanation of examination dreams, I have to thank a remark made by a colleague who had studied this subject, who once stated in the course of a scientific discussion that in his experience the examination dream occurred only to persons who had passed the examination, never to those who had flunked. We have had increasing confirmation of the fact that the anxiety dream of examination occurs when the dreamer is anticipating a responsible task on the following day, with the possibility of disgrace. Recourse will then be had to an occasion in the past on which a great anxiety proved to have been without real justification, having indeed been refuted by the outcome. Such a dream would be a very striking example of the way in which the dream content is misunderstood by the waking instance, the exclamation which is regarded as a protest against the dream, "But I'm already a doctor," etc., would in reality be the consolation offered by the dream, and should therefore be worded as follows: "Do not be afraid of the morrow. Think of the anxiety which you felt before your matriculation. Yet nothing happened to justify it, for now you are a doctor," etc. But the anxiety which you attribute to the dream really has its origin in the residues of the dream day. The tests of this interpretation, which I have been able to make in my own case and in that of others, although by no means exhaustive, were entirely in its favor. For example, I failed in my examination for the doctor's degree in medical jurisprudence. Never once has the matter worried me in my dreams, while I have often enough been examined in botany, zoology, and chemistry, and I sat for the examinations in these subjects with well-justified anxiety, but escaped disaster through the clemency of fate or of the examiner. In my dreams of school examinations, I am always examined in history, a subject in which I passed brilliantly at the time, but only, I must admit, because my good-natured professor, my one-eyed benefactor in another dream, did not overlook the fact that on the examination paper which I returned to him, I had crossed out with my fingernail the second of 3 questions, as a hint that he should not insist on it. One of my patients, who withdrew before the matriculation examination only to pass it later, but failed in the officer's examination so that he did not become an officer, tells me that he often dreams of the former examination, but never of the latter. End of section 24. Recording by the Bobby Lee.